Let's break down the signs your dog thinks they're the boss. You have a big problem if your dog thinks they're in charge. When your dog gives you the look that says, nice house, shame you think you own it, it's time to face reality. They've taken over. Alpha dog syndrome is a thing, and there are some classic signs every dog owner needs to know. Let's break down the signs your dog thinks they're the boss and how to reclaim your role as the real leader of the pack. So, the obvious thing is to never forget that dogs are pack animals. In their world, someone's always in charge, and if it's not you, spoiler alert, it's them. But how do you know when your dog thinks they're the boss? Let's break it down with some telltale signs. And yes, you're probably guilty of enabling a few of these behaviors. First off, does your dog refuse to move when you ask? Like you say, off the couch. And they stare at you like, make me. Congratulations, you've got an alpha dog in training. A study from the University of Lincoln found that dominant behaviors in dogs are often linked to inconsistent rules from their owners. If your dog can predict when you'll give up, they'll start calling the shots. Another sign, they walk you on the leash. If your dog is dragging you down the street while you flail behind them, you're not the leader. A 2019 survey by the American Kennel Club revealed that leash pulling is one of the most common signs of a dog asserting dominance. It's like they're saying, follow me, peasant, and let's talk about barking. If your dog barks and you immediately jump to give them whatever they want, treats, attention, the remote, kidding, I hope, you're reinforcing their alpha behavior. Dogs are smart. They're basically testing you to see if you'll give in. Guess what happens when you do? They win. But here's where it gets controversial. Is alpha dog syndrome real, or is it just bad training? Some experts argue that the whole alpha concept comes from outdated research on wolves. Modern studies, like those from Oregon State University, suggest that dogs are more about cooperation than competition. But if that's true, why do so many of us feel like we're living with a furry dictator? Let me give you a personal example. My dog, Max, used to guard his food bowl like it was the crown jewels. I'm talking growling, side-eye, the works. One time, I tried to move his bowl while he was eating, and he actually barked at me. That's when I realized I'd created a monster. I started working with a trainer who told me, if your dog thinks they own the resources, they think they own you. So how do you fix it? First, stop letting your dog make all the decisions. Does your dog barge through doors ahead of you? Teach them to wait. Do they take over the bed? Reclaim your space. This isn't about being mean. It's about setting boundaries. Think of it like tough love, but with more treats. And let's not forget consistency. If you let your dog sit on the couch one day but yell at them for it the next, they'll get confused. Dogs thrive on clear rules. A 2020 study from the University of Bristol found that dogs with consistent training were less likely to display dominant or aggressive behaviors. Now, here's where I want you to weigh in. Does your dog show any signs of thinking they're in charge? Maybe they steal your spot on the couch or refuse to drop the tennis ball. Tell me your funniest or most frustrating alpha dog moments in the comments. I need to know I'm not alone here. And before we wrap this up, let me leave you with one more thing. Your dog isn't trying to ruin your life. They're just following the cues you give them. Take back control, and you'll have a happier, more balanced relationship with your pet. Curious about the next step to train your alpha dog? Stick around for the next video where we'll dive into the best ways to establish leadership without yelling or punishment. Trust me, your dog will thank you.